Ferrara, a Renaissance city, is famous for being a UNESCO World Heritage Site, for being Italy's bicycle capital, and for being the birthplace of the heretic Girolamo Savonarola. But there's more. Ferrara's Stadio Paolo Mazza is home to SPAL Football Club.
Yesterday I met Sergio Floccari on his bike with his wife and their 2 kids. Our players are often seen cycling or walking in the town centre. None of them get bothered. Our players feel rewarded, not disturbed. SPAL is not only a football team, it's a culture.
Mauro Malaguti has literally grown up with SPAL. At first as a supporter, then as a radio announcer and reporter for the local newspaper. The 63-year-old has been at the stadium for more than 2,000 matches.
In our
family we have a film from 1957 with me as a 3-year-old climbing up the stands with my dad and my uncle, but I don't remember it. But from the 1961-62 season I remember everything. I must have watched all our home games, except when I was ill. And the majority of the away games too. Being a SPAL supporter basically means you have to be willing to suffer, willing to withstand all the misfortunes SPAL has had to go through in the past 50 years.
Failures and relegations tarnish the history of a club that, in the 50s and 60s, was a Serie A regular and has often developed successful players and coaches.
Armando Pichi, Inter sweeper, used to play as a fullback here, left after just 1 year and went to Inter where he won the European Cup and everything else. Capello, Rea, Belnieri, Massimiliano Allegri also started his coaching career here. Manuel Lazzari was our last icon, a self-made man who started from Serie D and with SPAL made his way up through all the leagues and now plays for Lazio.
And he cuts it back for Petagna! And SPAL have a dream start! Eagle cutting out across and he can, and Petagna's out to finish it.
Petagna is loved by the Spalini, even though everyone knows he'll move to Napoli. He's SPAL's record signing. He's scored the most goals for the club in Serie A. He scored 16 last season, and he's in double figures again. He puts himself about. He tries hard.
Petagna's effort! And there's the equaliser!
There's this romantic and sentimental story because his grandfather coached SPAL for 4 years in Serie A. People always like those stories.
Here's Reca now. Could be a chance here, Petagna!
If you look at the table, the remaining games seem to be just a long and sad goodbye to Serie A. But in this city of history, they take a philosophical view.
SPAL's fans are friendly, not stressed out by the outcome. Team receive our support regardless of the league they're playing in. Times it feels like the final score is the least important thing. What's important is staying together in the stands. Seeing as Matteo Destro had missed a chance in the 94th minute the year before, which allowed SPAL to win 1-0, we created an entire choreography to mock poor Destro, whose mistake allowed SPAL to win the derby against Bologna, the most important game for us.
And there's a thunderous strike in! And it's got in! And SPAL have the lead! Jasmin Kurtic has produced an absolute thunderbolt!
Winning in Bologna thanks to a goal from Kurtic into the top corner from 30 metres out, defeating Juventus last year. These are the real highlights.
Boniface levels it up on 1-1!
On Thursday, Inter are guests at the Mazza. SPAL's last victory over the Nerazzurri was in 1962, the year Mauro became a SPAL supporter. An unlikely repeat would dispel the melancholy of inevitable relegation.
Football makes you feel like a child again. That's its magic, especially when things go well. The last few years, I've grown younger.